Hello everyone, this is Vinay here from Learn Coding with Vinay again, and we are into the video number 6 of our series where we are building library management system using ASP.NET Core MVC, Entity Framework Core, Database First Approach, and ChatGPT extensively. Right. In this video, we are going to work on login and logout functionality. Right. So I have prepared the prompt, but we have one issue over here, so that I'll let you know while reading the prompt itself. So let me bring out the prompt on screen. Right. So let me let me copy this into the chat gpt itself because it is again not that great, not that big. So let me go to chat gpt and let me just copy paste it over here now. Okay, so first of all I am instructing it that okay, we are not using identity and any claims, right? Because last time I used it, it started giving code around identity. We are not using identity, right? We will just check credential, email and password in database, and based on that we will return a class that has id, member name, email, role id, and role name. Database and here using ef core. Let me also specify that we are using entity framework only, right? Then we will use session to capture these values and display menu based on that, right? Please create a separate session helper class so that we can use it in all the fields or other pages also, right? But first we need to update the database data. If you remember, we have pushed the data using bogus library, and the password column was not hashed using salt. It is plain text has dummy password on it. So let me show you that. So if you can see this, the password was not encrypted. Ideally, it should be some text plus salt and then hash it and then put it down over here. Right. So this was not done. Right. And now we need to correct it. So let's see how ChatGPT can help us over here. Right. And then I'm telling it that we can take the default password as password at the rate 123 and hash it with salt. Please create a separate security helper class for the hashing. Let me say hashing the password, hashing the password, right? Please suggest how we can update this as a part of c or .NET code only, because if we hash it directly from database, we have option to use database functions also, that we'll just run an update query and it will be hashed. But it will not, has generated on database will be different than has generated on the code, because going forward we will be using c code only to create new member or create password, change password, right? So that way it will not work, right? And this may be a one time run utility, or maybe we can plan to have that code in home controllers index method itself, so that when we run the project it get runs and it updates the database accordingly, right? And please suggest the best approach here. We will not be using migration as we are using database first approach, right? So we don't need a solution that tells to generate a migration and push it to the database. Since we are using database first approach, we will not be touching migration option over here, right? Because that is more of a code first approach thing, right? So let's push this and see what is happening. So let it has, ChatGPT has suggested something, create a security helper class dedicatedly. So let's do that. Let's create the security helper class. So let me go to here, right click, I'll say add class. So rather than adding directly security helper class in this project itself, let's create one folder, dedicated folder first, and then we will add, because we will have another helper class also, session helper class, right? So like that we might have more helper class, right? So better to organize them. So let me create this folder over here, give it a name helpers. Okay, so I have created the helper folder over here, right? In that helper folders, we will add the helper class. So I'll say add class. So I have added that class. Let's see, it is coming up. Okay, so it's came up. Now let's go to chat GPT. And so we don't need to generate a salt because we are using GUID. We just need this, right? So we'll not have the code for generate the salt. It will be new GUID only. Okay, so it is says, let me copy this also. I hope that is good. Yeah, okay, so this is good. Now it is say that one time updater method. So okay, let's do one thing over here. Let's copy this. Let's copy this and let's paste it into the home controller. We have home controllers, and let's paste it over here on the index method, right? So that it is ran over here itself, right? So we don't have service provider. Okay, so create scope. Okay, so okay let me instruct it again. It has provided a code using service layer, which is good ideally, but we are not using that. We will be directly using db context class in the controller itself. We are not using any service layer. So please update method to directly use data context in controller. So let's see what does it come up with. Okay, so now it has generated the code. Now this is something we will require. So let's take it over here and let's put it over here. And in the home controller we will take this. Actually we already have the constructor that has logger. We will have this right over there, and we will take this over here. We will remove this quickly, right? So this is good. Now we will come over here, and in the method we will return this. Now let's say let me copy paste up to here. Let me remove this. Let me say control s. Now we don't need generate salt. Okay, now it every time it is generating okay salt also. So this may be we might have to use that. Okay, so let's take it. But also but but this time it is taking integer as a salt. We are not going to use integer as a salt. What we will be using, let me okay, so over here also let me instruct it. Can you also update the method to return GUID, right? Because we will need GUID, not some. So let's see. Let's wait. Okay, so it has given us this code now. So let's take these. Let's put it down into the security helper class. I'll say over here, right? And then it is salt. Okay, great. And where salt? This is good. This is good. Member salt. What do we have with salt? It's UID, right? Okay. And what do we have this over here? F12. Let me go to over here. Yeah, it is UID. So Let me, okay, so let me just remove two string from here, right, and then it will work. Instead of string, we will use GUID. GUID. Okay, I think we'll have to take this as string only. Let me take this as string only. To string, and let's convert. If we have the convert method, convert dot to GUID. Okay, we don't have that. Since it is, since this is a GUID and this is a actually string, it is creating a problem. But let's say, how we can, let's ask ChatGPT only. Error, error inline cannot convert string to GUID. Let's say, what does it say? You have options to fix it. Okay, either we'll have to declare it as a string. This will not be doing. New GUID. Now this we did, but it did not work, right? If you remember this. Oh, it is small GUID. Okay, got it. Let me, okay, instead of string we'll use this. Okay, got it. We'll remove this, and this time it should be good. Yeah, it should be good. And here we'll have to use just to string, or maybe, yeah, that should be fine. So now let's say what was the next step over here it suggested. So we'll be doing these, this is good. So this has to run. Okay, so now it is bringing all members, and you know what it is, for every member it is setting the salt as this, and then this, so salt is password, this salt is this, then save changes, then it is returning. So let me put a debugger over here. And let's run this application. Okay, so we are into the debugging point now. Now let's say, finger crossed, let's say it works nicely. Let's say it is taking time while in debugging. I think there is some error. Let's see. It has not broken yet, but I think there is an error. Let's see. Oh, no error. Great. Okay, so this is going good. This is going good. Okay, it's evaluating something. Let's say, okay, so this is good. Now this will do it for how many members we have? We have, I think, 10 or so members. So let's say. So now if I go ahead and save changes, let's say there shouldn't be any error. Okay, so there was no error. So let's go to SSMS, and let's see. We have member table over here. Let's say F5. Now the password is encrypted, and salt we have GUID. Excellent. So this worked actually, right? So we'll just say F5. Maybe this will fail on the browser, but let's say, yeah, okay, it just said updated. Okay, so this is good. Now what we'll do, we don't need this code anymore. However, we'll keep this code somewhere. I'll keep this code on security helper class itself. Let's say I'll keep this code where we don't want this now. we'll keep it over here. We'll keep at the end. Let's say Control V, and we will just comment it out, right? And we'll say add one time code to update passwords and salt. So hopefully this is done, right? So this is done. Now we are on home controller. This is also good. Now let's move to the next step. Let's move to ChatGPT, not over here where it has given us the login code and everything. So okay, so this is done. This was done. Okay, logged in user. Okay, logged in user is this, which is good. Session helper. So we have session helper. It has created a session helper class. Okay, so I didn't think it has provided us the login methods. So let's go ahead. Please provide login and logout method code and razor view as well. Let's see what does it come up with. Okay, so it has given us the code, you know. So as a forward pass, we will have to, and we will not be creating DTO. DTO more are, towards API is an API concept. So basically data transfer object and view model. They are kind of same, the purpose is same, but in MVC project, usually view models are used, right? So it's just the naming conventions and nothing much, difference. So we'll rename this class as VM login request, right? So let me create these classes in the background and we will begin from there. Let me tell you, what I did in the background. So I created one more folder called view models, and I created those two entities, VM login request and VM login response. Remember, I just did not give the name like DTO. I gave them as VM view models, right? And in the helper, I added session helper class, right? And again, there were wherever there were DTO, I just renamed it to VM, right? So this is the session helper class. So if we go to chat gpt up to this step, we are good, right? Now it says this is not required. For me, it picked up automatically. If there is an error for, if you face error while json conversion this particular text, then you will have to use you will have to install this package, right? So now let's say account controller. Let's create account controller now. So we are creating empty account controller over here, and let's say add. Let it add, and we'll go ahead and read the step. So in that, we will have to take this code. Okay, so it's a big code. So let me copy, entirely, and let me go over here, and let me replace this with this, and let me take this stuff above over here. And so we have two times this. We don't need this. Okay, so it says your DB context. So here we will have to write BRA library DB context, right? And the same we have to pass it over here, right? Instead of DTO, we'll make it VM. We'll have to import it from here. This will need entity framework core. Again, this will be as VM, right? So this is good. So role, okay, we don't have role or something. What do we have? It might be roles. Member roles. Okay, great. It is member roles. Okay, so this will be, member dot, ideally it should be member dot member roles dot role id, and this is again member roles dot dot no member roles dot, it should be Okay, so there can be no, there is only one row only. One, it should be first or default. Okay, I don't know why it is thing. Let me see what is defined it over here. Let me go to F12. Member roles are defined as collection. Okay, no, this should have been. This is not I collection actually. This should be only member role only. Let me remove this. This does not, because every member will have one role only. That's what we have decided, right? So let me take this as member roles and then dot role ID, and this will be member roles dot role. Okay, member roles dot, and we'll have to take role dot role name. Right, so we have a longer route over here. Role ID is equal to member roles, not member roles dot. We have role ID. Why it is not picking up? Member roles. In member roles, what do we have? Let's say, what do we have over here? We have role ID and we have member ID. Yeah, what is the problem over here then? So let me put question mark over here. No. So this is good. So let me take this, role dot ID only, so that we don't have an issue. Okay, so this is good. 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 This is login. This is login. Okay, and this is logout, and we are adding it over here, right? Okay, great. Now let's go ahead and add razor views. Right, so I'll come over here, right click, add view. We'll take empty index, not index. We'll make it name login. Say add. We'll come to ChatGPT. We'll copy entire code from here. Come over here, Control A, Control V. This should be VM. And one more thing I would like to, add over here is to view import, so that we don't have to do it again and again. Otherwise, we'll have to write using there. So on every view. So just like the way models are imported, view models are also imported in the entire project. So here every time we don't have to write using and then project name, let's say POC LMS dot view models, right? We don't have to write this every time. So we are saving some time over there. Okay, so this is good. This is good. Let's say, okay, now in the program.cs we will have to use this as sudden this. Okay, so let me copy this. We'll go to program.cs, and this has to be somewhere over here. HTTP context accessor, this is good. Add Newtonsoft. No, this will probably not require this. Let's see. And then after builder use session, so this has to be somewhere before, I think, after routing. Right, so let's say use session data and layout. Yeah, this we will do it later. Let's first see if this session is getting generated or not. And at this moment entire menu should come up. Let's see. So it is giving me error. Okay, let me see where is the error. Role models, what does it say? Oh, okay. Yeah, it we need to comment this out actually, because we don't have one to many relationship, it is just one to one. So let's see, let me go ahead and run these. Okay, so program ran successfully, so no issues as of now, no error. And now let's connect this login to your account controller login method. So what we'll be doing, we'll be going over here, and where do we have login? Okay, so over here we will add the controller name and action name, which will be this. And in the logout we will also place, where do we have logout? Okay, over here. Here I'll just say this, and let's save, and let's see what is happening over here. So okay, we are on the application now. Let me hit login. Let's say if it is working. Okay, great, we have the login. Let me take, any of the user as of now, because we are not doing any role based stuff. So let me take this first guy, Mercedes Don, some very, okay, this is it. And password would be wrd at the rate 123. So let me say login. Let's say what is happening over here. I should have put down debugger over here. Oh yeah, we have. Okay, so let's see what is happening. So first thing first, check out the inputs, whether inputs are passed correctly or not. Okay, great. Okay, so we have this. Okay, we'll move ahead. Okay, it is taking time. Okay, let's move ahead. We have member. Let's try to see what do we see in member. Okay, so it got the member. Okay, great. Now let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. Has input password. Now over here, it is, we have bring the password from that we have in member dot password, what we have in database, and we have, calculated the password for the model, right? So we are comparing both password, what do we have in database, and what password we are hashing it over here in the code using this hash password method, right? So if they are good, okay, so they were equal. If they are not equal, then invalid username password should have been given there, right? So this is good. So let me go ahead and move ahead over here. Okay, so here I have an error. So let's see what is the error. It says object reference is not set to an instance of an object. Okay, so is it because of this, or user is null? Okay, where we are saying this member ID is member.id. This is good. This is good. This is coming. Roles, member roles. Okay, because we have only included member role, we should have included role also over here. Include role. Okay, that's the reason it is failing over here. Okay, so let me stop this and correct this. Okay, so what I did, in the member roles I had to include role because the role was coming blank over here, and because of that id and role name were not coming. So let's do this and let's see what is happening over here. So I have run the application. Let's log in using that guy, and this guy is admin. Let me say login. Okay, let me say F10. So we don't have any error right now. This time we have role ID and role name also, right? And we are adding it into the session. I'll just say F5. I'll say not now. Let me see if logout is also working. I'll go to my account and say logout. Okay, this is also hitting, right? So it is clearing the session and it is putting it into the sorry, it is redirecting us to again back on login page, right? So this is good. Now the final piece, let's try to put down conditions around these menus so that they only appear based on the role. So let's do that. So let's go to chat gpt, what it has given. We just need to put down some if comments over here. So okay, so let's try to copy these first. Let's copy these and go to our layout.cshtml. We'll go on top. We'll put down in over here in the, let's put down it in the header. Let's say session helper. Okay, so we will have to go on top and say using POC LMS dot helpers, right? I think semicolon is not required, right? So this is good. Now now it is saying if user is equal to not null. Okay, if user is not equal to not null, then we will have to display this, else we'll have to display that. So we'll have to put down condition at our own. So let's first use this. If user is equal to not null, so basically user has logged in. So which all menu we need when the logged in? This is okay. Home should be everywhere. Every time advanced search should be everywhere. Okay. So from here to this all should be, if user is logged in, then this all should be part of it. And okay, if user is not logged in, then only in the else we should display the register and login. Otherwise we are good. Okay, so this is good. Out of that also we will have to check what all this is. Manage master data. Okay, this is manage books and author. So this will be appear, this will be there for admin also and librarian also, but this particular menu, right, should not be there for should be there only for admin. So let's say we put down condition over here and we will say add this and user, I would say dot, here we will check the role name. If role name is equal to in the double quote admin only, then only you show this menu, otherwise you don't show this menu, right? This is what we are telling it. Let me align the code also, it is good. Now let's go ahead and what do we see? So okay, it has ran. Now let's try to log in using a actually librarian. So let me take this. So this guy is librarian. So we are logging not now. Okay, so we see only book author and manage book author mapping. We don't see manage master data, right? Account will be there for everybody, right? My account will be there for everybody. So let me say log out again. Okay, so let me remove this and let me log in using the admin now. So let me say not now. So I have the menu of managing books authors also, and I have the menu of this also, everything. So ideally probably we can hide this, but that's okay. So this is good. Now let me uh, log out and let me see with a members login. So let me take this guy. Maybe he is a member. And what do we see? Right, not now. Okay, so this should not, yeah, because we haven't added the condition over there, right? So this is only admin, then you show this, and let's make a condition on this, similar condition on this also, right? So let's, this is just, this one we will just keep it for librarian, 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 right? And let's see over here, what do we have? Okay, so that is gone. So for a normal member, it is just search, my reservation and my stuff basically, right? If I go ahead and log out now, if I go ahead and log in as a member, no, sorry, I think this guy is admin. Let's say, what do we see? So we have master data, because since we had this three menu in the master data manage screen itself, I removed the manage author and book menu from the admin, right? So this guy is admin. Let's try to log out, and again we have everything. I think Madonna was the librarian. Yeah, so this guy has just, librarian will have just the manage books author and book and authors mapping. So we are good over here. So we have implemented session, we have also implemented role based menu, right? And we'll begin from there. And in the next video we'll work on the home screen, that what do people should see on home screen when they are not logged in, right? And we'll ask ChatGPT itself that, suggest us what should we display on a home page. So thanks for watching this video, and see you in the next video.